In 2018, while Tesla was racing to meet a production deadline that nearly everyone outside the company believed was impossible, Elon Musk made an unusual decision. Instead of managing the crisis from an office or flying in occasionally for updates, he moved into the factory itself. He has said he slept on the floor, in a sleeping bag, on the production line, for weeks at a time. Not because there was nowhere else to sleep, because he believed the only way to truly understand what was breaking down was to be there for every single hour. Was breaking. This is the story of what happened during what became known internally as production hell, and what it reveals about leadership under genuine pressure. Promise. In the next few minutes, you'll learn what was actually happening during this period at Tesla, and 3 lessons about leadership, pressure, and presence that came out of it. This isn't a story about working yourself to exhaustion for its own sake. It's about what changes when a leader chooses to be where the actual problem is, instead of where it's comfortable to manage from. Lesson 1. You cannot fix what you only see secondhand. In 2017 and 2018, Tesla was struggling badly to manufacture the Model 3 at the volume the company had promised investors and customers. Musk had publicly described being in what he called production hell, with the company's survival genuinely uncertain if the bottleneck wasn't solved. Rather than relying entirely on reports and updates passed up through management layers, Musk relocated to the Fremont factory and worked alongside the production team directly, reportedly identifying specific bottlenecks on the line himself by watching the process in real time. Second-hand information, however well-intentioned, almost always gets simplified, filtered, or softened by the time it reaches a leader sitting several layers removed from the actual problem. Musk's choice to be physically present meant he was seeing the raw, unfiltered version of what was actually breaking down. The lesson. When something in your business, your team, or your project is failing in ways you don't fully understand, the answer is rarely more meetings about the problem. It's often getting closer to where the problem is actually happening. Lesson 2. Shared sacrifice changes how a team responds to pressure. Tesla employees during this period were working extremely long shifts to hit the company's production targets. Asking a workforce to sustain that level of effort while leadership remained comfortably detached tends to breed resentment. And rightfully so. By being physically present, working similar hours, and visibly sharing in the exhaustion of that period, Musk sent an unmistakable signal to the people doing the work. This into sacrifice being demanded from a distance. This is a sacrifice being made alongside you. This doesn't erase legitimate concerns that have been raised over the years about workplace conditions during high-pressure periods at Tesla, which deserve their own honest conversation. But specifically on the question of presence during crisis, there's a meaningful difference between a leader who demands extraordinary effort from a distance and one who shows up to do the same extraordinary effort beside their team. The lesson. People endure difficulty differently depending on whether they feel asked to sacrifice alone or whether they see the person asking for that sacrifice clearly sacrificing too. Lesson 3. Intensity is not sustainable, and the best leaders know it. A temporary tool, not a permanent style. Tesla eventually did increase Model 3 production to the targeted volume, and Musk has described that period as among the most difficult of his professional life, both physically and mentally exhausting in ways that weren't sustainable long-term. This matters because the lesson here is, sleep on a factory floor whenever things get hard. Extended periods of extreme effort without recovery generally lead to poor decisions, damaged health, and burned-out teams if treated as a normal operating mode rather than an emergency response to a specific, temporary crisis. What made this period notable wasn't the intensity by itself, it was that the intensity was deployed specifically and temporarily in response to an existential threat to the company, rather than as Tesla's everyday management philosophy. The lesson. There's a real difference between rising to meet a genuine, time-limited crisis with full intensity and mistaking constant intensity for good leadership. The first can save a company. The second usually destroys the people inside it. Summary. A production crisis threatening the company's survival. A leader who chose to be physically present on the factory floor rather than manage from a distance. A team that endured extraordinary pressure alongside someone visibly enduring it with them. 3 lessons. You can fix what you only understand secondhand. Shared sacrifice changes how people respond to pressure. And extreme intensity is a tool for genuine emergencies, not a sustainable way to lead every single day. The factory floor story isn't really about sleeping bags. It's about the difference between leading from above a problem and leading from inside it. Have you ever had a leader who showed up and worked alongside you during a hard period? Tell me about it in the comments. Subscribe to the Summary Society for more stories like this.